Captain's log, stardate 8472.3. We've been adrift in uncharted space for 3 months now after our engines unexpectedly failed. Supplies are running low and morale even lower. As captain, the weight of responsibility for my crew weighs heavily. I've begun sending out intermittent distress signals, not knowing if anyone can even hear them out here. Today we detected a strange energy reading from a nearby asteroid belt. My chief engineer, Mike, picked up some unusual electromagnetic signals resonating from what appears to be a hidden chamber inside one of the larger asteroids. Could this be what we need to get the redemption up and running again? I've assembled an away team to investigate. Mike is ecstatic at the prospect of finally having something to work with after so long without purpose. I haven't seen the kid smile since we shipped out of Mars. Along with Mike, I'm bringing Louis, our astrogeologist, whose skills may prove useful if we need to blast our way inside the asteroid, and Tim, our youngest but most eager ensign, who leapt at the opportunity to get off this blasted ship. We took the shuttlecraft down and touched down gently on the pitted and scarred surface of the rogue asteroid. According to Louis' surface scans, the strong energy readings are coming from deep inside a series of natural caverns about a half-click north. We set out across the rockscape, the light from our suits cutting through the inky blackness all around. Tiny micrometeorites pinged harmlessly off our suits as we crunched our way to the coordinates Louis had mapped out. We soon found the cavern entrance, a jagged gash in the asteroid's surface leading down into ominous darkness. Switching on the high beams on our suits, we slowly descended into the yawning void. The caverns were a natural marvel, smoothbore tunnels winding deeper into the heart of the massive rock. Strange, colorful mineral deposits lined the walls. Captain, the electromagnetic signals are getting stronger, Mike reported over the comms. We must be getting close. We wormed our way through the glittering caverns for another 20 minutes until the tunnel opened up into a huge cathedral-like chamber. Protruding from the floor was a strange crystalline object, glowing with pulsating light that washed the rocky chamber in rainbow hues. Mike scanned the object, eyes growing wide behind his faceplate. Captain, I'm picking up insane energy readings from that thing, and it's hollow. There's something inside. This was exactly the break we desperately needed. Can we get it open safely? I asked. Mike circled the shimmering crystal, scanning its geometry with a variety of instruments. I think so, sir. The crystal lattice has a series of harmonic resonance frequencies. I should be able to vibrate it until... A tremendous crack resounded through the cavern, and a network of fractures spiderwebbed across the crystal's surface. With a final deafening snap, the strange object split open. We hurried over to peer inside. Nestled within the protective crystal shell was a tiny silver sphere, featureless except for intricate carved symbols that seemed to writhe and dance across its surface. Mike gingerly lifted the sphere out of its fractured cradle. As soon as it left the crystal matrix, the electromagnetic signals abruptly cut off. It was in some kind of stasis field inside the crystal, Mike murmured. Incredible technology. All right, let's get this thing back to the ship for analysis, I said. Maybe it can help us get back online. Later, back aboard the Redemption, the analysis was astonishing. As far as I can tell, the sphere is some kind of zero-point energy tap, Mike explained, his eyes alight. It can funnel vacuum energy to provide an unlimited power supply. The bridge erupted in amazed shouts and cheers. Unlimited power, we could bring the engines back online, recharge our fuel cells, get life support humming again. For the first time since we've been adrift, the future was looking bright. I authorized Mike to integrate the alien sphere into our power grid. He and his engineering team practically sprinted to the engine room to begin work. Power flowed back into the ship's systems one by one as they successfully connected the sphere through a series of jury-rigged conduits and converters. The bridge came alive with blinking indicators, sensors rebooted, engines thrummed with gathering power. A smile split my face as the deck plating trembled. We were back. Then everything went horribly wrong. Alarms blared across every system as energy readings skyrocketed into the red. Bulkheads groaned as an unseen force seemed to stretch and distort the very framework of the ship. On the bridge view screen, a shimmering portal was opening, a swirling maw of chaotic energy, violently snapping open like an angry wound in space itself. What the hell is happening? I shouted over the din. It's the sphere, Mike's panicked voice crackled through the comms from engineering. When we tapped its power, something reacted. It's tearing open some kind of portal. I can't shut it down. Space seemed to warp and stretch as the whirling vortex yawned wider. I could only watch helplessly as an enormous alien warship emerged from within, a hulking beast bristling with weapon ports and armored plates. It dwarfed the Redemption by over a dozen times. We must have seemed like insignificant insects. Captain, we're being scanned, Tim reported from OPS, glued on his console readouts. They've locked weapons on us. Broadcast friendly greetings on all channels, I ordered. We mean them no harm. But it was no use. With a gut-churning boom that reverberated through the hull, a brilliant energy beam lanced out from the alien destroyer. The Redemption shields flared brightly for a moment, then failed catastrophically. Explosions chainsawed through the lower decks as we took the hit head-on. Alarms screamed and emergency bulkheads slammed shut. Damage report, I barked, pulling myself back into the command chair. Decks 9 through 15 obliterated, Tim responded, face pale but voice steady. Fires reported on decks 5 through 8. Shields inoperable. We can't take another hit like that. So this was it then. After everything we'd endured, for it all to end like this. Wait, Captain. Look, Mike shouted over the comms. On screen, the enormous warship was turning slowly away from us, unleashing blistering volleys of firepower at some unseen enemy. Space rippled as dozens of smaller alien ships poured out to meet it, strafing across its hull with exotic beam weapons. What the hell is going on? I muttered. Are they fighting each other? It looks like it, Captain Tim yelled excitedly. The warship's weapons are ripping those smaller ships apart, but they just keep coming. I think they're trying to defend us. I stared intently at the raging battle displayed. They're buying us time. Helm, get us out of here. Best speed. Tim, reroute all non-critical power to the engines. Aye, sir. Buddy. The Redemption leapt forward as I gripped my chair. The smaller ships continued harrying the alien behemoth, keeping its attention occupied even as it obliterated them one by one with massive barrages. Shimmering portals opened periodically to disgorge reinforcement ships. We put some distance between us and the warring alien fleets, still not quite believing our luck. Whatever treasures had been hidden in that crystal, it had certainly dragged us into something beyond our understanding. I silently thanked our mysterious defenders, giving their lives to grant us this chance to survive. Soon we had left the raging battle far behind, but the Redemption was still badly damaged, venting atmosphere and radiation from a dozen ruptured sections. She wouldn't make it much further without extensive repairs. Captain, there's an M-class planet dead ahead, Tim reported with growing excitement. Oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, abundant water and vegetation, and no artificial energy signatures. I think it's uninhabited. I stared at the beautiful water-shrouded world on the viewer, untouched and pristine. Very well, we'll set down there and effect repairs. If those hostile aliens prevail, they may come looking for us eventually. We'll need to be long gone before then. And so the course was set for this new world. Despite the battering we'd endured, I felt a swelling of hope within my chest that I hadn't felt in years. Though the Redemption was wounded, she would heal in time, and my crew would live to see another Star Eyes. Where this strange turn of fate will ultimately lead us, I cannot say. But we are explorers, pioneers of the endless night.